What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode. My name is John Getta, and today we are going to be talking to the number 10 ranked bantamweight boxer in the world, the actual number one contender for the IBF bantamweight title. He was the 2022 PBC Prospect of the Year, 15-0, Michael Angeletti. Let's get straight into the episode, guys.
Let's get straight into the episode, guys.
So you love fighting from the inside and the outside. What do you consider being more difficult to learn?
I think the outside would be more difficult to learn if somebody was trying to learn outside game versus their inside game. Only because there's more aspects on the outside. Now that I'm saying it out loud, I don't know, to be honest. Because there's a lot of game that you got to have in the inside too. It's not just throwing punches. The best inside fighters got a lot of tricks, but the best outside fighters also got a lot of tricks. So it's 50-50 on that, to be honest, while I'm speaking out loud.
So what style did you really pick up first?
I picked up boxing from a long range first because of my stature and size and my long arms and how tall I am for my weight class. So definitely learning to box on the outside. But being from Houston, fighting a lot of Hispanics and Mexican fighters that want to get on the inside, I had no choice but to learn how to fight on the inside myself. So as time went on, I've learned how to fight on the inside too.
And with that a lot, you have I love the way that you're able to find openings for body shots. I think your body shots are pretty, like they're really good. What is your technique to learn how to throw like a kind of level of body shot to find that opening?
Well, of course, I mean, you want to not throw, you don't want to go head hunting the entire time while you're throwing your combination. So I was always taught you got to eventually drop something down to the body. So as I'm hitting to the head, I'm always reminded from coaching, from training and stuff like that, drop one down to the body. So even if they block the shot, they still got to respect it. They don't know where the next shot coming from because you're working up and down. So that's how. But certain combinations that I do like, that I know it's going to create openings and stuff like that. So I do got my creative ways of opening up a certain shot if I'm trying to dig a left hook or a right hook to the body.
And I'm not I'm pretty sure, is it like fully is it fully like written down on paper that you are going to be fighting for the IBF title?
We're in talks with his team right now. Nothing's confirmed yet, but it should pretty much be going down. I was told it could be September or it could be October. I think it'd be October myself though, but it could be September or October. But our team and his team is in talk.
So your eyes are on the IBF title. What are some words that you would have for Jose Reyes right now?
I'll just be ready. Keep my title warm until I take it from him.
With all that, when it comes to being in that weight class, how have you always been in this weight area, or was there times where like you tried to go a little higher, like in your earlier career, or maybe a little lower?
I knew when I wanted to turn pro, when I was at the end of my amateur career, that I wanted to be at 118. Um, I used the amateurs to see where I was comfortable at because at one point I was fighting at 132, then I moved down to 23, then eventually I moved down to 114. So I was fluctuating just to see how my body react and the different advantages I had at each weight class. And so, but I always knew I wanted to turn pro at 118 at the end of my amateur career.
So for those people that they want to get into boxing and they're in the amateurs and they may take some losses, what are like your words to them where you the way you just said right now, it seems more that's like your trial run to really see your weight, stuff like that.
All right. So if I had to tell someone, you said coming up in the amateur game,
Yes.
the amateurs is nothing but lessons. You learn. It's nothing but learning when you're an amateur. So even with the losses that people take, use those as lessons to get better. Like, for example, my fighting style, I learned a lot in the amateurs because I am I did fight out of Houston, fighting a lot of Hispanics. I was boxing a lot, and the judges in Texas, they want to see you get aggressive. And I was boxing, I was moving, and even though I was outboxing them, these judges wasn't liking my style, the way I was moving and I was using my jab. And so I didn't want to keep losing, so I had to figure out a way to win, and that was being aggressive. And when I started implementing that into my game, boxing and getting aggressive, that's when I started winning and doing my best work as an amateur.
And in that time period, you made it to the you were the number 1 seed going to Olympic trials, but you didn't make it into the Olympics. Do you think that was a big moment to where it was like one of those biggest turning points for your career? Like it kind of reset and it set that mindset of like, I'm gonna dominate from now on.
Um, with that loss in Olympic trials, it didn't really do nothing to me. I knew that making that weight at that time was really hard, especially when I have to hold it for the whole entire week. I knew that making that weight was hard, and I kind of knew that I was coming to my end in that weight class at that time. So that was my mindset then. I thought I could still put it off, but I was mentally drained from trying to make that weight and holding it for the rest of that week.
So with the kind of can you talk about that a little bit? The difference being into that kind of like an Olympic style compared to let's say the pros?
Um, the amateur game is more a fast paced street fight, kinda. And then, of course, being a pro, you got rounds and rounds. You get to take your time and break people down, and you don't have to show them everything in the first couple rounds. You get to break them down, see what they like, and then keep adding to it in the later rounds as a professional.
So with that, in 2022, you were named the PBC Prospect of the Year. What did seeing that mean to you? Like what was that like to you?
Um, that was major because especially I wasn't expecting it. It's not something that a lot of people try to go for. That wasn't my goal at the time. That wasn't even on my radar. And so that was definitely special because it was it came out of nowhere. So that put a target on my back. At least I thought it put a target on my back, but that kind of made guys run away from me. It was hard to get fights right after that. And yeah, that was it. Still was a blessing though to even receive that type of recognition.
And final question here. When your career is over, what do you want people to say about Michael Angeletti?
Oh man, I want them to know me for my fighting skills and my ability to adapt and just dominate each fight that I've had. Also, outside the ring, how I'm a family man, I'm a people's person. I give back, I show love. So I would love people to remember me for that.
Actually, you know what? One more question came up just because of that. You are in real estate outside of boxing. Having a different having something else for a career outside of boxing instead of just boxing itself, has that shifted your mentality about certain things of life overall? Because I know some people will just be like, it's purified just boxing. Has that changed anything for you?
Um, it let me know. I know I can't box forever. So a lot of boxers, a lot of times they make money and then they lose it because they don't have nothing else after boxing. Boxing is all that they know. Now, boxing is definitely my main source of income, but being a realtor, I know that I can fall back on something if something was to go wrong because everybody's not blessed to be able to have a great career or make a lot of money. But if I'm blessed to do both, then I'm blessed to do both. And even after I retire from boxing, I'll still be able to sell homes and buy homes and, invest and stuff like that. And so being a realtor was something that I always wanted to do during my amateur days boxing.